The untold truth about why God chose Elijah as the only prophet that will not die. Subscribe to this channel so that you will not miss out on any information. Among the many stories in the Bible, the story of Elijah is a very unique story. Elijah was a prophet in the Old Testament who was famous for his immortality. He ascended to heaven and did not die. This special event in Kings 2:11 has influenced religious scholars, scientists, and believers for centuries. But what is the deep meaning behind this decision of God? Why was Elijah chosen among all the prophets to fulfill this special purpose? Let's explore the unknown truths and meaning of Elijah's ascension. At a time when idolatry was widespread in Israel, Elijah's ministry was marked by great courage and unwavering dedication to Jehovah's worship. The northern kingdom under King Ahab and Queen Jezebel was full of Baal worship. Elijah's fight against the prophet Baal on Mount Carmel, Kings 1:18, showed his position as a strong defender of Israel's beliefs and values. Elijah's steadfast faith and rejection of apostasy made him a key figure in the fight against idolatry. His mission is not just to prophesy, but to reform and restore people's faith. This unique act requires the manifestation of divine power and knowledge of power. Elijah's miraculous journey can be seen as a clear understanding of his mission and a sign of God's power and faithfulness. Elijah's ascension into heaven in a whirlwind and a chariot is symbolic. In all the writings of the Bible, fire and wind are symbols of God's presence and God's help. For example, God appeared to Moses in the bush and led the Israelites through the desert with a pillar of fire and lightning. Elijah's fire symbolized his close relationship with God's presence and God's acceptance of his prophetic ministry. Furthermore, the ascension of Elijah foreshadowed the ascension of Jesus Christ. In the Christian faith, Elijah's journey without dying symbolizes Christ's victory over death and his ascension to heaven. This reference link emphasizes the continuity of God's plan of salvation from the Old Testament to the New Testament. Elijah is the evangelist and prophet of the end times. In Jewish tradition, Elijah is considered the forerunner of the Messiah. Malachi 4 verses 5-6 predicts the return of Elijah before the great and terrible day of Jehovah. This belief is also mentioned in the New Testament, where John the Baptist is believed to have the spirit and power of Elijah, Luke 1 verse 17, to prepare the end of Jesus. Therefore, Elijah's ascension to heaven has eschatological significance. Because he did not know death, Elijah remained an eternal person, an eternal witness of the eternal covenant of God and his people. This is consistent with the Jewish belief that Elijah will return to herald the coming of Christ and the salvation that follows. Elijah's unique destiny becomes a symbol of God's eternal hope and promise. Elijah's wonderful end is also a powerful proof of God's sovereignty over life and death. Although all men are mortal, Elijah's ascension to heaven shows that God, the creator of life, is able to transcend the conditions of the world. This act of God shows the absolute power of God and the special relationship between him and the prophet. The story of Elijah's ascension into heaven is more than just a miracle. This is a deeply religious message. This confirms Elijah's important work as a reformer, his type of God's presence, and his role in the prophecies of the end times. The most important thing is to praise the great power of God, who has the power of life and death. The special fate of Elijah is a lasting testimony to the mystery of God and the complexities of God's plan for mankind.